Okay, we're going to cook my fish cassoulet. So hopefully you've already got your new potatoes just nicely boiled, cooked so they're nice and soft, and they're fine in a pan there. You've got your other pans ready and the main pan, the heat on. So all we need to do is get a good glug of oil in the pan, and then in with the shallots and the garlic. So the pan will still be reasonably cool here. Hopefully you can't hear too much sizzling. This will just help to ensure that the garlic doesn't burn. So just give that a little stir around. It's a really, really nice easy dish, this one, that tastes fantastic. And as soon as we hear it start sizzling properly, you'll know that the garlic and the shallots are just starting to cook, just taking that harshness, that raw flavour out of it, and we're going to add the bacon. So just moving it around the pan just to make sure nothing's sticking. There, it's starting to sizzle now, so I'm going to throw in the bacon. And give that a stir about. And I've got this on the high heat. You just want to get a bit of colour onto the bacon. Just keep moving everything around in the pan, trying to stop everything from sticking to the bottom too much. Yeah. And I've called this my fish cassoulet because it does any type of white fish really is good with this. I'm using seabass because it's got slightly more flavour and is able to compete with the big flavours of the bacon and the tomatoes. But cod will work perfectly well as well. Right, so just making sure as little as possible is sticking to the bottom. Go. Hopefully yours is looking something like this. There we go. Now we can add in the chopped tomatoes. So just 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. And give it a good stir in. There we go. And next we're going to add the paprika and the cayenne pepper. So it's just a teaspoon of paprika. Cheap's way of doing this. Oh, it's not working. If you find that you've got spices like this and they stick, just put the lid back on and give it a shake. And that should work now. Hopefully you're not having as many problems as me with the paprika. But there we go, about a teaspoon of that. That's fantastic. And now it's come up to the boil. Hopefully yours is like this. You can turn the heat right down now. So just on a lower heat. And then add a pinch of the cayenne pepper. So I'll show you how much I'm using. It's really just about that. Because all you want to do is just feel a little bit of heat at the back of it. It doesn't want to be too hot, so if you don't feel that once you taste it, if you don't feel that you can taste the heat, just add a little bit more, just until you can get that heat. There we go. And then lastly, add in your cannellini beans. Right, and give that all a stir in. And I'm going to switch around the pans now to get the pan for the fish up front. And I'm going to pop the cassoulet to the back and just pop it on a low heat. So all you want to do is just simmer this now. Nice low heat, that would be fantastic. Now if we get the heat on for the smaller pan or whatever size pan you're using for the fish, it'll be great, and we're going to go and season the fish. Right, so hopefully you've got your fish fillets here. We just need a good pinch of salt and pepper on both sides. There you go. The good thing about fish like this is it really doesn't take long to cook at all, so it won't be long before you're eating. And then season up the skin as well, because that'll make sure the skin goes really, really nice and crispy. There we go, and if you take this over to your hob, we'll get cooking. So all you need is a little swirl of oil in the pan, and if you just look at my cassoulet a second, that's come up to the boil, so I'm just turning the heat right down now so that it'll be a gentle simmer. See, that's pretty much the cassoulet, that's pretty much as you want it. So just a little bit of oil in the pan for the fish. I'm just trying to make sure that there's a nice, if you hold your hand over it without burning yourself, you should be able to feel a good heat. That's what we want with the fish. So then just skin side down into the pan, and you can hear that straight away sizzling. That's fantastic. So we can leave that for a second and just go and get rid of your chopping board and give your hands a wash. Right, you don't need to do anything with the fish at this stage, just leave it, the skin will be crisping up nicely. And all you need to do now is just turn the heat on for the potatoes. So you don't need to do anything at this stage, just turn the heat on, and we're going to just try and get a little bit of colour on the skin. So once it's heated up, you add a drop of oil. So my pan's smoking now with the fish, so I'm just actually going to turn the heat off for a second, just to allow it just to cool slightly, and we're going to turn the fish over and see how it's looking on the skin side. Carefully. There we go, that's what we want, nice and crispy skin. Same with the other one. Perfect. So just give my hands another little wipe. Right, so the potatoes, we're just going to add a little drop of oil into the bottom of the pan, just about a teaspoon or so, and give the potatoes a shake around. You should be able to hear them sizzle now. And we're just going to try and get a little bit of colour onto the skin of the potatoes. See, I've had the fish off the heat all this time now. I'm just going to turn it back on just to get a bit more heat through. They'll almost be cooked now, so there's really not too much to do. So just give everything a little bit of care and attention. Nothing much is needed, so just give your cassoulet a stir, give the potatoes a shake. And we're almost done. So I'm going to turn the fish over and have a look and see how it's looking on the other side. There we go. Not quite there. Just give it another 30 seconds. This is one of those dishes that makes me feel like a proper cook because there's 3 pans on the hob, even though I'm not actually doing much. Right, so the fish will be cooked now, so you can turn the heat off that and just pop them onto a board just to rest. And I'll get rid of my pan. Right, how are your potatoes looking? Hopefully they're looking something like this, just a little bit of colour on the skin. So when we crush them up with the fork, It'll just add a nice little flavour to it. Okay. Right, so they're pretty much ready to crush. Just need to add salt and pepper to everything now. So if you're going to get your salt and pepper and your extra virgin olive oil. Right, so into both of them a good couple of twists of pepper and a good pinch of salt. And then just give the cassoulet a stir, just to stir in the salt and pepper. And again, just give the potatoes a little shake. Right, I can turn the potatoes off the heat now, and I'll show you what to do with just to get them crushed. All you're going to do is, with the back of a fork, just using the side of the pan, just crush them lightly. See, just like, hopefully yours like this. They're nicely cooked and nice and soft. Should be nice and easy. Go. Right, just like that. So you've broken them up, but it's obviously not mashed. And now all we need to do is add in a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. So you're probably looking about 2 or 3 tablespoons. And then just give this a mix together. I'll just moisten everything and give it that really nice extra virgin olive oil flavour. Right, that's ready. So the only thing that we need to do now is just to stir in the chopped parsley to the cassoulet. You can turn the heat off. So go and get your parsley. And we'll just stir that in and take everything over to the work surface, and we'll be ready to plate up. There we go. So if you take everything over to your work surface, we'll get plating up. Right, I'm using pasta bowl. If you're using a plate, that's absolutely fine. So all you need to do is just get a spoonful of the potatoes. If you've got a cooking ring, this is a really good idea to use one. I'm not going to use one because not everybody's got them, and I'm going to show you just how to do without. So a spoonful of the potato in the bottom, or into your cooking ring, and then just, obviously if you've got nice clean hands, you can just shape into a ring in the middle. So that's what the fish is gonna sit on. So now just take your cassoulet, and then using a spoon, just going to spoon the cassoulet round the outside. There we go. And then lastly, just take your fish fillet and rest it on top. And that's my fish cassoulet done. I hope you enjoy it.